New this morning, we're working to get more information for you regarding a police chase in Denver that shut down a stretch of South Federal late last night. We're relying on a post on X from Denver Police right now for information. Just before 11 last night, DPD posted that officers were in the area of Federal Boulevard and Florida Avenue chasing down a robbery suspect. Police say 2 people are already in custody. Police shut down all southbound lanes of Federal between Louisiana and Florida during that chase. We still have a few questions DPD hasn't answered yet, like where the robbery took place and if last night's pursuit ended in an arrest. We're working to get those answers right now. We'll let you know as soon as we do. Months after a dog breeder was murdered and his puppies were stolen, the man facing charges in the case is heading to court this morning.
That's right. That man, Sergio Ferrer, will be in court in just a few hours. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon is joining us now live in studio. Courtney, we know that Paul Peavy went missing back in August.
Yes, that's right, Corey and Jordan. And his body was found in a shallow grave just days later on his property in Clear Creek County. Paul Peavy bred and sold Doberman puppies, which he was selling for thousands of dollars. That became a key part of this case. Investigators say Peavy suffered multiple gunshot wounds and that his head showed significant trauma. Sergio Ferrer is charged with first-degree murder, felony murder, aggravated robbery, tampering with a deceased human body, second-degree burglary, and theft. He admitted to shooting Peavy, but claims it was in self-defense. One of the biggest questions of this case was the disappearance of Peavy's prized Doberman puppies. Through a search of Ferrer's phone, detectives discovered numerous attempts to sell Doberman puppies through social media. Prosecutors have shown the messages in court sent from Ferrer's phone saying, "Can you help me get rid of some European Doberman puppies? I got 8 of them, 2 months old." Gary Burke, one of Peavy's close friends, was part of the original community search party who found his body.
He already confessed. I mean, they got the evidence on his phone. They found the evidence in his house. They found all kinds of stuff. There's no way he's getting out of it.
Ferrer later admitted to taking the puppies. He also admitted to ransacking Peavy's trailer, stealing a pistol, jewelry, and other items. His court appearance is set for 9 a.m. this morning in Clear Creek County. Live in studio, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. Also today, former Broncos assistant coach Michael Wilhoit is expected back in court. He was arrested last month after an altercation with a police officer at DIA. Court records show after an officer told him he couldn't park in the arrivals area, he cursed at the officer and later punched him. The team fired him last week.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has unveiled a new spending bill that would keep the government running through the end of September. Republican leadership aides say that bill would increase defense spending while also including cuts to domestic spending programs. Johnson says that he hopes to hold the vote on passing the bill tomorrow. President Trump supports the measure and is pushing Republicans to vote for it.
Taking a live look right now at the White House this morning, the Trump administration is rolling out more tariffs today. Starting today, American farmers face new retaliatory tariffs on many products they send to China. That includes an extra 15% tax on chicken, wheat, corn, and cotton, and a 10% tax on items including beef and soybeans. Some American farmers say they are worried escalating trade tensions could make it harder to sell their products abroad. Meanwhile, one Canadian brewery has come up with a creative response to tariff threats. Moosehead Breweries is now offering what it calls the Presidential Pack. It's a crate of 1,461 cans of Canadian lager. That's a beer a day for 4 years. The company says it's, quote, just enough to get through the full presidential term.
Canada's Liberal Party has a successor to Justin Trudeau this morning. Voters elected economist Mark Carney as the new party leader. He's never held a parliament position, but did head the Bank of Canada during the 2008 financial crisis. Trudeau will remain as Canada's prime minister for some time until Carney settles in. Then Carney will lead the party during the country's upcoming election. That will happen sometime before October. Whoever wins will have to deal with the threat of tariffs and annexation from President Trump.
Right now, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Saudi Arabia for talks with Ukrainian officials. The State Department says Rubio will spend 3 days there to discuss how to advance the president's goal to end the war in Ukraine. Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry says the talks will be in Jeddah, a port city on the Red Sea. The foreign ministry says the kingdom will continue to pursue a lasting peace to end the Ukrainian crisis.
People in Denver rallied again over the weekend to support Ukraine. U.S. and Ukrainian officials are preparing to meet in Saudi Arabia this week, but after the contentious Oval Office meeting between President Trump and President Zelensky, it's not clear whether they will be able to reach a deal. NBC News reports President Trump has privately told aides a signed mineral deal will not be enough to restore aid and intelligence to Ukraine. He has said that he wants to see a change in Zelensky's attitude toward peace talks with Russia. That has left Ukrainians in Colorado and around the country nervous that the cooling relationship between the countries could ultimately affect thousands of Ukrainian refugees.
I think this is the moment when Ukrainian refugees should decide their future. But they scary and feel scared, and they feel fear right now for their kids. This is 100%. But they should decide where and when their future should be. This is the moment.
Congressional Republicans are putting pressure on the White House to restart both aid and intelligence, and some are optimistic that they could be restored as early as this week.
This morning, the electric supply in Gaza is shut off once again by Israel. The country had previously cut off electricity after Hamas's attacks on October 7th, 2023. But the Israel Electric Corporation later restored power to a wastewater treatment facility. Yesterday, the electricity was disconnected at that facility. Gaza has relied largely on generators and solar power for electricity. That's what's powering the lights that you see in this video. This comes on the heels of Israel announcing last week it would stop the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza.